It was the boogeyman? No. What's the boogeyman? What's the boogeyman? No. It was the boogeyman. Oh, man. Boogeyman? Boogeyman. It was the boogeyman. What's the... No, that's not... What the heck did she say? It's a fucking shit show. What you think you see, what you think you hear, that's what it's about. Mood and atmosphere. No, it's fucking garbage. It's garbage. Mood and atmosphere. Now that I really like. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. Hey folks, how you doing? Dave McRae here. Yes, that's right. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what she said. Now, to be fair, most of you probably already know this and have already taken to the comment section to be like, it's this, Dave, it's this. Yeah, it's okay. Just calm down. But to be fair, there are also a lot of people out there that still don't know, and there's a big debate that still goes on about what Laurie Strode actually said at the end of John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978. Well, it's really not a mystery anymore because the script to that movie is readily available online. You can access it, you can scroll to the bottom, and you can see the line for yourself. And Jamie Lee Curtis a few years back confirmed that yes, what is in the script is what I am saying, or at least what I was trying to say. That is what I am saying. And of course, what am I referring to? I'm referring to at the very end of the movie, after Dr. Loomis shoots Michael Myers off the balcony, Laurie Strode looks up at Dr. Loomis and says, "That's the boogeyman." And there has been, for the most part, quite a bit of arguing back and forth over the years about what exactly it is that Laurie Strode said. Did she say, what's the boogeyman? Did she say, it was the boogeyman? Did she say, what is the boogeyman? Did she say, that is the boogeyman? Did she say, it's the boogeyman? I mean, so many people have been like, what the hell did she say? And to be fair, it is a bit muffled. It's very hard to figure out what exactly she said, and what it actually sounds like she says isn't actually what she said. Okay, so what did Laurie Strode say? Well, drum roll please. Laurie Strode said, it was the boogeyman. Emphasis on was. She's making a statement. She's not really asking a question. And if she is asking a question in a subtle sort of way, it's more of a rhetorical question. Now, there's two reasons why people were confused about what Laurie Strode actually said. The first is because of what Dr. Loomis said. And what does Dr. Loomis say? As a matter of fact, it was, right? So if you were a little confused about what Laurie Strode was saying over the years, and it really does sound like she says some variation of, was it the boogeyman? Was that the boogeyman? It really does sound like she's asking a question. And Dr. Loomis's response would only confirm that for you because it sounds like he's answering a question. But in reality, what he's doing is confirming what Laurie Strode already knows. He's making a statement himself against her statement, which could be a rhetorical question. Because you have to remember, okay, that earlier in the movie, when Laurie was talking to Tommy on the couch, Laurie didn't believe in the boogeyman, okay? So she's had her own little mini arc when it comes to the boogeyman here, okay, in terms of the belief of the boogeyman, right? Because remember what she said to Tommy. Listen, the boogeyman can only come out on Halloween night, right? Right. Well, I'm here tonight. I'm not about to let anything happen to you. I think that's how she says about too. It's like, I'm not about to let anything happen to you. She's trying to be cute, right? You know? So she doesn't buy it. I mean, she doesn't believe in the boogeyman. Well, this is her own arc. So it comes to, you know, this belief in the boogeyman comes to its climactic moment at the end where she's like, holy fucking shit. It was the boogeyman. It really was. He really does exist, right? That's why she's making the statement. She's not really asking a question. And if she is, like I said, it's more rhetorical in a very sort of loose kind of way. And Dr. Loomis, all he's doing is confirming that. But like I said, if you were confused about it, Dr. Loomis's response would only lead you to fill in the gaps of what you were unsure of, because you could totally have Laurie Strode ask, was that the boogeyman? And Dr. Loomis say, as a matter of fact, it was. And it keeps the moral and the message and the original intent of the whole message of the movie at the end still intact. Totally. You could absolutely have it play out like that and it makes sense. However, they wanted to show that Laurie Strode had come to that realization herself. And that is why they have her make the statement as opposed to blatantly asking the question and having Dr. Loomis answer it for her. So they're both sort of making statements, but like I said, could totally understand how his response, Dr. Loomis's response, would only lead you to confirm, oh, she must have been asking this because that's what it sounds like and he's answering it. Okay. The second reason why many people have been confused over the years about what exactly she said is because of the performance. It's because of the execution of the line, "It was the boogeyman," and where Jamie Lee Curtis places the word "it" in terms of her performance. So you have to remember that during the actual performance, Jamie Lee Curtis, things are starting to come down, right? Dr. Loomis has just shot Michael. He's fallen off the balcony. Laurie Strode is no longer in a state of panic. It's not like she's leaning against the wall going, she's not doing that. She's starting to come down. So in her performance, in Jamie Lee Curtis's performance, she's breathing. You can see her doing it very subtly. Okay. She's going, and she's looking. And then she looks up, and when she decides in her performance to say the word "it," it gets lost against the breath. Okay, so this is how it could have come out like this. "It was the boogeyman," right? Could have been clear like that. But what ends up happening is actually this. "It was the boogeyman." She says "it" amongst the breath. So let me show you. "It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman." Now I'll dial it back into the breath. "It was the boogeyman. It 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 was the boogeyman." The "it" is, it's in the breath. And that's why it sounds like she's saying, "It was the boogeyman." It sounds like she's asking a question. Was that the boogeyman? Right? That's what it sounds like she's saying. And it's just the choice that she made in the moment. She probably didn't even realize that she was doing it because she was so lost in the performance, right? But it does sound like she's saying, "Was the boogeyman?" Or "What was the boogeyman?" But she's actually saying it was the boogeyman. She's making the statement. Again, it's the "was the boogeyman." It gets lost in there. It's the "was the boogeyman." It's where the "it" is following in the breath. And that's why it sounds like the way it does. And then, of course, when you don't realize that that's what's happening, and it really does sound like she's saying, "Was it the boogeyman?" or "Was it the boogeyman?" or whatever. And then, of course, you hear what Dr. Loomis says. That only confirms that for you. So those are the two reasons why people have been, in my opinion, confused over the years because of where the placement was of the word "it." It's there. It really is there, but it's lost in the breath. "It was the boogeyman." Even that is too much. It's more, "Was the boogeyman." It slurs. It's like it slurs right into "was." "It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman." Dial it back. "It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman. It was the boogeyman." Dial it into the breath. "It was the boogeyman. It 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 was the boogeyman." It gets lost in the breath, right? It's that loss. It's that hybrid of the two words being sort of amalgamated into each other. The word "it" really was there, but it bleeds very much into the word "was." And when you dial it back, you can really sort of hear it. "It was the boogeyman. It 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 was the boogeyman." It really is there. But it bleeds so much into that word. So that's the other reason, is the performance. It's where Jamie Lee Curtis decided to place that word, to have it bleed, probably unconsciously in her own mind. She didn't even realize that she was doing it because she was so focused on the performance that it came out that way. And of course, Dr. Loomis is basically confirming for her. That's what he's doing. He's confirming the statement that yes, yeah, it was. So he's not really answering her. I mean, he is in a roundabout way, but he's not answering the question directly. He's just confirming for her that, yes, you are right. It was the boogeyman. But like I said, you could flip it and say he's answering the question, was it the boogeyman? As a matter of fact, it was, and it still works, which is why it had people confused over the years. But anyway, folks, my name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. Hopefully I've been able to shed some light for you onto what exactly that line is and why people have been confused about it over the years. But it definitely 100% is a statement. It's Laurie Strode's mini arc in terms of her skepticism now becoming, now accepting the fact that the boogeyman really does exist. That was the whole point of the line. It was the boogeyman. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you want to follow me on Facebook, you can at facebook.com/manythingsdavemccrae. That's where I tend to post in the meantime and in between time when I'm not posting here. Link is in the description. If you want to help support the channel each and every month via Patreon and get in on some Patreon goodies or check out my merch store or IMDb or Twitter or link to my website, that's all in the description as well. You can check them out. If not, well, whatever. I don't care. But yeah, that's what it is, folks. What's the boogeyman? Cheers.